Okay.
Okay, so we're learning about trinomials, and this is the box method. So the first step here is we're going to just simply start with a square. I think that would be the first thing you do. And then I would put A and C in these diagonal boxes. And I know that A, B, and C are these coefficients. So coefficient A is 1, the B for the coefficient for B is 7, the coefficient for C is 6. Or it really doesn't have a variable, so it's just C itself. And what I'll do here, I will put diagonal A and C here, which means that I will put down exactly what that represents. So I'm going to put down 1x squared here, and I'll put the 6 right there. You with me so far?
Yes.
Good. Then I multiply 8 times C, which gives me 6x squared, right? When I multiply A times C in the very first step, A times C, meaning I get 6x squared. Now, the second step after I have created the box method, I've placed A and C, and then I have multiplied A and C, and I will just go ahead and simply do the factoring of 6x squared. So I will, second step is to find the what? Find the factor of 6x squared.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just write it down. Find the factor of A times C. In this case, would be 6x squared. 6x squared. Okay, so I'll do that. That's the second step. So find all the factor of 6x squared. That would give you what? That would give you the middle number. That would add up. That would give you the sum or the difference of those factors to get the middle term. And the middle term is 7x. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
The middle term is. So I'll just simply go ahead and find out all the factors of 6x squared. So I'll start with 1 and 6, then 2 and 3, 3 and 3. What else would give you 6? 6 and 1, right? And that's good, right? So one. So my factors of 6x squared are 6x squared. Well, I better just simply write it down because I don't want to waste time in finding all the. So the factors of 6x squared here would be, I would know that it's starting with 1x times 6x, right? That gives you 6x squared. You can do 2x times 3x, and that would give you 3x squared. And remember, it's a positive you were trying to get. So you don't need to go further. If I will just simply subtract or add, I would get the middle number. If I subtract, I would get 5, the first one. But if I add it, I will get 5x. Sorry, 7x, right? If I add 6x plus 1x, don't I get the middle term, 7x?
Yes.
This is the term I'm trying to get, the middle term, which is the 7x. So in this case, if I were to add, I got the 7x squared for the first factors that I found. So those two factors that I got, 1x and 6x, they will go into the question marks that I put down here. So I'll just erase the question marks, and I will put those factors that I just found. I'll just use the blue. Font to do that. So that would be 6x, and the other one is 1. So far, so good?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So just to recap real quick, what we just did, we got the factor of A and C, right? When we multiply A and C, the product of A and C is 6x squared. And once we did the factor of 6x squared, we know that 1x and 6x basically add up to the middle term. The middle term is 7x, right?
Yes.
We place those two factors into the diagonal squares that were left, the ones that were remaining. We didn't put anything there, so we'll put that there, right? So far, so good?
Yes.
Now I'm going to row by row. The first row is x squared and 6x, and the second row is 1x and 6, right? So I would need to come up with another factor of the first row, the top row, looking at sideways, right, across. So the only term, or sorry, the only factor that would come out of these two common variable is what? You got an x squared and you got an x. So what would be the factor between the two?
X.
X. Very good. So I'll just go ahead and put the x right there. Okay. So far, are you with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll do that. So now x, I could also use 6 right here. I could maybe 1 and 6. There's a 1 and 6. The common factor between that is also 6, right? I could use that, or I'll just leave it as it is, and I'll just use the top part where the other two squares are remaining. I'm going to have to fill this out. So x times a number would give you x squared. What would that number be? Or what would that variable be? X times what would give me x squared?
X.
X, very good. So basically, I'm just doing just like an array. You multiply side times side, or row by column. So x times x gave me x squared, right? That basically took care of this one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm gonna ask the same thing. I'll ask the same thing myself. X times what would give me 6x? I'm trying to take care of this now, right? So x times what would give me 6x?
6.
6. So I'll just put the 6 there. So far, so good. And
Yes.
positive. It is a positive 6. So I'll just put down the plus in front of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, next one, I'm going to look at these. The one I'm circling with the blue. This times what would give me here to get 1x? How do I satisfy 1x? So x times what would give me 1x?
I guess x times 1.
Very good.
X
So I'll
times-
put down x times 1 here. Now, does that take care automatically the last ones with the arrow that I'm pointing at? 6 times 1
Yes.
gives. So that satisfied this one, and that satisfied that one. So basically, I got one factor here, and the other factor is this, right? So the
Okay.
one factor is x plus 6, and the other factor is x plus 1. How do I know that? Well, I use these, right? That's x plus 1 or x positive 1. So the ones I'm circling with the green, that's one factor, which is x plus 1 or x positive 1. That's a positive in front of 1, right? It's a positive 1, so that's why that means it's x plus 1. And the top one is x positive 6 or x plus 6. The ones I'm circling with the pink, right? X plus 6, that's this one. So are you with me so far?
Yes.
Now that I'm almost done, I can just figure out the variable's value, and I can also do the FOIL to make sure I can get the original question back, right? So the first thing I will just simply do is get the variable's value, because if they're asking for the variable's value, I'll just do x plus 6 equals 0, and the other one x plus 1 equals 0. So far, so good. And then I'll just simply subtract 6 here, subtract 6 here. That gives me x equals negative 6. That's one solution. The other one is x equals negative 1. Yeah, that's the second solution.
Yes.
Just remember, if it was asking for the area, you know that you cannot get a negative number, so you need to get a positive, right? If it's asking for measurement or something, you would use a positive solution in that case. So in this case, we know that it has two solutions here. X equals negative 6, x equals negative 1. Why don't we use the FOIL method to check the original question that we're going to get back? So the FOIL method is, you already know, you'll use these to multiply the first, outside, inside, and last, right?
Yes.
And you already know how to do that, right? There's no need for me.
Already know.
So that would give me that. That would give me what? That would give me x plus
X.
this one. Yeah, that would give me x plus 7 plus 6, right? What I'll do is give you the. Let me give you the Zoom invitation so that you can at least get started on the next question that I would like you to do. Let's put it on the chat window here. Hopefully that the voice won't go down. Just turn off your speaker on the whatchamacallit, on the Zoom.
Okay.
If that gives us trouble, then we'll just turn off the speaker on the StreamYard. Okay, so I'm I'm giving you the link here, and I'll separate the link for you so that you can easily find it. And go ahead, use a meeting ID and password to get started with that. I'm gonna also turn on this meeting. All right, that's good. This is good. Join. I will join. I will mute myself there, and I will admit you. And what I'll do is let's grab one of these questions. Good, good, good. So let's grab one of these questions.
Oh no, 1 minute.
I can hear you. You're good.
Being weird again. Okay. I think I can. Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me, right? Good, good, good.
Yes,
So
I just had messed with some settings.
Perfect, perfect. So why don't we grab one of these? Let's do F. You want to do the F, or you want to do the easier one? I think let's do the harder one. Let's start off with. These might be way too hard for the TSI. I don't think they're gonna give you these.
Yes, F. I've never seen that on TSI, even when I took it.
Okay, so well, just for the sake of knowing that you know how to do box method, let's do letter E for me. Okay, x squared plus 8x negative 15. Let's share the screen and put down the whiteboard.
Okay.
The E says what? X squared.
Oh, it opened it full screen.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to reshare it. X squared. I lost the question. X squared plus 8x negative 15. X squared plus 8x negative 15. X squared plus 8x negative 15. X squared. X squared plus 8x negative 15. You want to go ahead and take over on this one?
Sure.
Okay, so I think you should be able to annotate, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. X2 plus. Oh, wait.
Use the space on the center. Maybe, I don't know. Box method, good. Start filling in your squares.
Oh, wait.
You don't have to be perfect because I want to make sure that we have enough time to do the other problems. So let's just let's not spend a whole lot of time on this.
Okay. So 2 stuff that will.
Yeah, what would be the factor of A? Remember to multiply A and C, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, are you? No, wait. Are you multiplying A and C first?
Oh, A and C?
Yes, sir. Do you remember we multiply A and C, and whatever the product of A and C is, after you multiply A times C, the terms A and C, those would be the factors you're going to come up with that would add up to 8x, or I'm glad we're doing
like this.
Yeah, so basically 1x squared times negative 15. That would give you what? Negative 15x squared. Now you come up with the factor of that would give you the middle term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either you sum it up or difference it to get the 8x.
So I have to look for factors of this.
Factors of that, right? The product of A and C, which is negative 15x squared.
X times.
Yeah, when you start off with the first one, time. No. What are you doing? 1 times negative 15 would give you negative 15x squared. Then you move on to the next. 15x squared is what you're trying to get, right?
Yes.
Factor. So 1 times negative 15 give you negative 15x squared. That doesn't work. Try something else. 2 doesn't work. 3 would work. Maybe 3 times 5, right? So basically 3x times 5x gives you negative. Yeah, that gives you a 15x squared, right? But does that add up to 8x? 5 and 3, does that add up to 8x?
Yes.
Yes. So, and what now? Think about what would be the integer sign of 3x and 5x to get the middle term?
Oh.
Would they both be positive?
It would be negative.
No. If you subtract 3x and negative 5x, yes, you would get 8x, but it would be negative 8x. You're trying to get a positive 8x. So leave the signs as positive, right? In this case.
Okay. Okay. It should be 3x, right?
Yeah, 3x squared. Or sorry, 3x and 5x, right? That gives you 8x. That works.
Okay. So
now,
then I do x times something. X. Oh yeah. Yeah. Put an x here. And then what do I do after this step? God, after this step, I don't remember.
So you go row by row, right? So x, so you would basically do x times x to get that x squared, right? And you would look at x times what would give me 3x. So x times 3, right?
Yes. Okay.
And do the same thing.
So this would be 5 because x times something.
You got it. And 3 times 5 give you 15. But now here's the thing: you're trying to get negative 15, right? So again, in this case, that would have. This is a bit of an unusual case. It's supposed to work with a negative 15x squared, but since we were supposed to get negative 15x squared, so you should have gone negative 3 times negative or positive 5 to get 15. But the problem is that the 5 and 3 in this case would not, even if you try to do negative 3 and a positive 5, or negative 3 negative 5, that would give you 8, but it would give you negative 8. So in this case it wouldn't have worked, but this is just an unusual case scenario. But anyway, bottom line, it would have worked, because you would have make sure to get negative 15x squared. In this question, it didn't work. This one probably have no solution because of this unusual question that we picked. Because this one is, and you were supposed to get a negative 15x squared, and it would have supposed to work perfectly. So let's do one more for the sake of it, and then we can move on to the next question. X squared negative 2x negative 80. X squared negative 2x negative 80. Let's do one more. X squared negative 2x. Quickly, let's do this one. X squared negative 2x negative 80. Okay, go for it. Yeah, and these additional squares are there just to so you know that you have some numbers there. You don't necessarily have to draw
negative
those.
80.
Yeah, you're gonna try to get a times c, which is negative 80, So think about what would be the factors of negative 80 that would give you 2x, or negative 2x, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, you must get negative 80, right? Yeah. So negative 80 times 1 gives you negative 80, okay?
Okay, so and they have to equal 2x.
Yeah, something that would give you 2x. Negative 2x, not positive 2x, negative 2x. So if you subtract 40 and 2, there's no way you could get that. 40 times 20, that's not going to work. You keep on going. 5 times...
Let's see.
5 times 6, 7, 8. 5 times 16, right? 5 times 16 gives you 80. That's not going to work. Because even if you subtract 3 and 5, that's not going to...
Okay,
6 times... That's not going to work, right? 6 not going to work.
Yeah.
7 not going to work. 8 will work. 8, try 8. 8 times 10.
That...
One has to be positive, one has to be negative, right?
Negative 8.
Negative 8x times positive 10 would give you negative 80x squared, right? Now,
yeah.
Remember, you want to use a bigger number to be negative because you're trying to get a negative 2x, right? Remember that?
Oh, it's negative 2x. I thought it was not negative. Okay.
It's a negative 2x, right? So you want to get a bigger number to be negative 10. And the smaller number could be positive, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So go ahead, place those in the diagonal. Rest of those, yeah. And that has to be negative, though, right? Good. Very good. Very good. Excellent.
So,
you're getting good. X times what give you 8x?
X times 8.
Very good.
X times what would give me negative? So this would be negative 10.
Very good. And it automatically works for the other one. 8 times negative 10, right? Gives you negative 80. So you got two factors. One is x plus 8. The other one is x negative 10. You get the variable value. And then you can solve by using FOIL, right?
Yes.
So you already know what to do from here, right? X plus 8 is equal to 0. X minus 10 equal to 0. And you're good to go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the x variables value are, one is negative 8. The other one is?
Positive 8. No. Negative 8. God. Negative 10 and positive 8.
No, well, make it equal to... So it'll be the opposite.
Oh, no. Okay.
That's okay. It's okay. Did we lose the whole thing? Oh.
It's fine.
So yeah, x plus 8 and x minus... So make them equal to 0, right? So the answer would be x equals negative 8. The other one would be x equals positive 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So automatically you know that. And you can just write it down quickly. X plus 8 equals 0 like that. And then x minus 10 equals 0. And you're good to go there, right?
Okay.
Automatically, you know, subtract 8, positive 10, right? So the one answer is x equals 10. The other answer is x equals negative 8. So far, so good?
Yes.
I think you looks like you're getting comfortable with this, right? So I think we should do something else. Let's do TSI problems. So at least, you know, box method, good. Do remember the FOIL. Let me open up the... I have the TSI right here.
Okay.
I will just share the screen real quick. I have the whole thing here, so I'll just go ahead and open this one up. STEM to innovate. Yeah. So I know you had some other problems, didn't you? You said you had some more problems that you want to go over.
Yes. Oh.
So let's go over those, and then we can do something else. Maybe some additional math TSI problems.
Okay.
Okay. So do you remember what was the other one you needed help with?
I think it was. Let me check. I still have the email, so.
I'm just sharing the screen, so you can just tell me which one. We'll just start from the top. We already went over the number 1, right? You already understood number 1?
Mm-hmm.
You
It
understood
was 6.
number 3? You understood how to find the slope, right?
Yes.
And
I
they might
needed.
ask you to find the y-intercept too, and they might have to ask you to put in a slope-intercept form, okay? These answers
Okay.
are already the slope-intercept form. We could
Mhm.
do some of those, in fact, for practice later in the session today. We did number 4. You understood number 4, right?
Mhm.
Method. Okay, and what else?
I needed help with number 6. I think, yeah, number 6.
Okay, so which of the following
And that's
equations?
really it for what that
Yeah,
confused me on the
you should
actual
be able to
thing.
do this one now, right? So
Mhm.
let's quickly do this one. I think you should be able to do this on your own. You're trying to get a solution that will give you +1 and a -3. So either you can take a shortcut and just simply just come up with your factor just based on the solution they provided, right? One solution might be x minus 1, and the other solution would be what?
The other's X. What's it called?
Just opposite, right?
X plus 3.
Yeah, so x plus 3 equals 0 and x minus 1 equals 0. You could do that quickly just by looking at that, or just do the box method if you can think like that, right? So why don't you do that really quick? I have the where you can do it right to the third. Yeah, right. Do it right here. Do you remember the question?
Okay.
Should I share that?
It's fine. I'll get it.
Here it is. So you want to start with A, B, C, or D, or I mean, you have a choice, right? I mean, how do you want to do it?
No, I'm just probably gonna go down the list.
Go down the list and try to think about what would give you +1 and -3 just by looking at it.
Okay, what's on the screen?
Which ones you can easily eliminate just by looking at it?
Um, um, I would assume C and D. Yeah, C and D.
Okay, then if that means you're left with A and B. Then come up with a box method for those just to check.
Did you put something on the screen?
You have a Zoom open, so why don't we just get to the Zoom and do that? So
Okay.
x squared -2x. You want to start with x squared -2x -3, and then do the opposite. X squared +x -3.
Okay.
So yeah, so Zoom is there. So if you want to start with the Zoom.
Oh.
So it was x squared plus 2x -3, and the other one is x squared -2x -3. I mean, that's what you eliminated. Hopefully you eliminated correctly. Otherwise, you're going to spend more time. Is it a time test tomorrow? You said no, right? You have some time.
No, I have time.
Are you doing it online tomorrow?
I'm doing it online.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm doing it online.
Oh, okay, good. Is it going to be through Zoom or something, or is it going to be
Yes,
through?
it's gonna be through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be X and -3.
Good. Remember A times C, right? And factor of those.
So what?
Let me move this over to the top.
Okay, so 1 times. Okay.
So you're trying to get a factor of what?
-3. So it would be
-3x squared, right? Yeah. So yeah, come up with all the factors of -3x squared that will give you the middle term, right? Then the middle term is a -2x.
so it'd be. It's not.
this year you're gonna have to work really hard. You're taking algebra 2 and geometry, so.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the variables?
Is it not showing up on your screen yet, or?
No, it's not showing up on the Zoom. I don't see the variable. You just put 1 and -3 on the remaining boxes. Like a diagonal, yeah, that's where the problem is.
Okay, now is it showing X?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And there's a x squared, right, inside?
mm-hmm.
In the first box, right? This one? Good. Okay, so you're on the right track so far.
Okay, so then let's, what's it called?
Just think of array, right? Going side and top.
Mm-hmm.
Now top and bottom, yeah. That's one factor, then the other factor is x plus 1. Very good. Good. Excellent. Very good. So did that give you the solution based on the TSI question? Sorry. So
No,
here,
that was
I'm
wrong.
sharing. So you're trying to get +1 and a -3. Did that give
Yeah.
you that? +1? No, you
No.
got a -1. So that didn't work, right? So it would be the other.
Yeah.
Then, so you had good elimination. At least you were on the right track of elimination.
Okay, so B.
So the other possible choice is x squared plus 2x -3, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so C once again. 3x2.
And it's a -3x squared, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so B1. Same thing, basically, again.
Yeah. Same thing, but this time you're trying to get the opposite, right? Sorry.
So, sorry, this is correct.
Okay, so that works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you know the solution. So good job with the elimination. I think you were a bit more logical in this case, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. All right, let's go through the other problems on the TSI. What else do you need to know?
After this point, none of these questions I ever saw on the TSI.
None
So
of these
7,
came up.
8, 9, 10, 11, I didn't see on TSI.
You see that? Okay, so are they going to use the same? Well, they could use different problems, right? Since you already taken once, it's in their record, right? Taking it.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna use like the same kind of like. It's gonna be different
Yeah.
problems, but it's gonna be like the same kind of subject.
Yeah, so let's try to stick to the ones that you feel is going to be most likely going to come on the TSI. There's a very good online link that I can give you. You can take some quick tests there as well. Let me share that.
Okay.
Quick. There's a very good TSI practice test you could take online, and I think you could probably want to do that right now. I think that's. Have you tried it? I don't know if you tried it.
I doubt.
There's an online test you could take. Let me share the screen and give you that. I believe there are 45 or how many total questions you are on the TSI?
25 when I took it.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, so right now, okay, so let me share this link, and you can probably want to take it. Share your screen, and you
Share
might
my
want.
screen?
Yeah, you share your screen. I'm giving you the link on the chat of the StreamYard. Copy that and go ahead and share your screen. I'm going to stop sharing mine. And I don't think you have to create any account on this one. If it does, then maybe we could quickly create it.
This one?
Yeah, just go ahead and choose this one. Yeah. Are these similar problems? Maybe, possibly you can get.
Yes, give me a minute.
You have OneNote or Notepad? I mean, or OneNote probably is.
No,
What do you
I'm not.
normally use?
I just usually use a paint app. It works either way.
Oh, okay, okay.
Can you see the paint app?
Yeah, I do see it. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Good.
Oh.
36 divided by 4, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next question. I have never seen
You never see
this.
this on the. Well, it could be it's a fair game that you should know this.
I guess yes. Do you want me to share my screen on Zoom too, so you can draw on it?
Yeah, let's do that on the Zoom.
Still Zoom. Oh
Did it log you out? Oh, okay.
no, I just have to find settings.
I think I'm already sharing a whiteboard. You can just use that one.
Yeah, you're showing on my board. Okay.
So remember the rule of this one, right? The outside and the inside. So
Okay, so this is.
you're just gonna have to multiply 3/2 times the exponents that are inside, right?
Okay, so. Oh.
And then also
Okay.
change the coefficient. Coefficient has to be changed as well. So when you multiply 9 times 3/2, so with the 3/2, which is the same thing as 1.5. So
It doesn't matter really.
yeah.
For
If you haven't seen a question like this, I would say just skip it then. If you haven't seen it, most likely it may not be on the test.
I don't remember really if this was on a test. I feel like it might have been, so.
Yeah, just simple rule I can give you here, instead of you working this whole thing out, because we're running out of time as well, I would just simply, let me give you the rule on this one. I think the simple rule for this is that anytime you got something outside, for example, you got a 2x squared plus 3x 6, and then there's something outside like that, right? So what it does is that this outside number is going to multiply everything inside, right?
Yes.
So basically it's saying that 2 to the third power, the first number is this, 2 to the third power would be 2 times 2 times 2, right? 3 times. That give you 8, right? So basically it just gave you 2 to the third power, right? So when I do 2 to the third power, that give you 8. So that became 8. You with me on that?
Yes.
Okay, and x squared to the third power.
What did you say?
So that's what you need to multiply. 3 and a 2 you need to multiply, right? That would give you x to
Okay.
the 6th, right? So far so good?
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 to the 3rd power means 3 times 3 times 3, which gives you what, 27? You with me?
Yes.
Okay, and then x to the x6 times 3, right? So x, that would give you x 6 times 3, that would give you, that you just need to multiply the exponents. So 6 and 3 give you 18. And that's it, you're done.
Okay. Move
Quickly.
on to the next question.
So if you ever see something like that, you know what to do. So just one more question. X4, you have something like that, and you have something like this. What that really means is x what?
X12.
Good. If you have a number in front of it, that would be what?
2 to the power of 3x12.
Good. And so that would end up, when you evaluate it, that would end up being 8, right?
Yes.
2 to the 3rd power. 2 to the 3rd power means 8. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you pretty much get the idea. What about if it was a division question like this? 3x4 divided by 6x2. What would you do in this case? You know what to do with these two. That's just simplify that. That would give you what?
Yeah.
1/2, right?
Mm-hmm. So 1/2.
And when you're dividing the same base with the exponents, same base meaning x and an x, what do you have to do with the x4 and a 2? What do you have?
Divide 4 by 2.
No. When you have a division question with exponent, you subtract.
Okay.
You subtract the exponent. So x4 minus 2 would give you
2.
2. So the final answer would be 1/2 x squared, right? Let's do one more. 3 over, let me just do something totally different. So 25 over 5, and let's do n, -3, and n. We have the same base, meaning base is an n and n. Otherwise, you cannot subtract. Okay, in this case, let's just say that this is -4. So what would you do here?
25. That's
Okay.
and then
Subtract the exponents, right? So yeah, just be very careful in this case. So they tricked you with this. So n -3, you're subtracting it, right? So that means you're just simply subtracting -3 minus -4. You with me?
yes.
Oops. Is there a way I could redo it?
Okay, wait.
Right there, right there, right there. Oops. Oh, I have to do it so many times.
I got it.
But you get the idea, right? What I'm trying to say. So negative n -3 and a -4, right? So a -3, -4, or -3 minus -4 would give you -3 plus 4, right?
Yes.
So -3 plus 4 would end up being what?
1.
+1. So your final answer would be 5n to the 1 power, or 5n. That's it. You see how
okay.
it's a bit different?
I understand. Okay.
Okay, and you know what to do with this when you have multiplication problem like this with the same base meaning the variables are the same, right? So
Yeah.
x times x you already know is x squared, or let's just say x3 and x6. What would you do if it's a multiplication?
X to the power of 9.
Yes, you just simply add the exponents with the same base, right?
Yes.
So when you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. When you multiply, you add the exponents. Fair enough?
Yes. Fair enough.
Okay, let's get back to the TSI problems. Wait, you were sharing the screen, right?
I am.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. This is a good question. Have you seen this on the TSI?
I have.
Okay, let's do this one then.
Okay. The length is 3 feet less than width. 3
Yeah.
feet less than 4 times the width. What's the width? So that's the entire thing is 74.
Very good.
And perimeter's length.
Remember, the perimeter is adding up all the sides, right? Or 2 times the width plus 2 times the width. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, right? That's
Yeah.
one way of looking at it. So it's like
So.
2W plus 2L.
3 feet less than 4 times.
So now think about in terms of the variables, W and the L. Give them, substitute them or declare the value for. It's just like doing Python, right? So you declare the variable in this case, W and L.
Mm-hmm. So, 4 less than.
So L equals what? Length of a rectangle. So L equals 3 feet less than 4 times the width. How do you write that in terms of
Equals.
translating this into math, basically? Come up with the expression for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The length of the rectangle. Feel like I'm having
Yes.
minus.
I think, yeah, this is right.
So 3 less than, what'd you put? 3 less than, the length of rectangle is 3 feet less than 4 times the width. So yeah, so 4W minus 3 basically, right? L
Mm-hmm.
equals 4W. Just rewrite it. Always put the number first. The coefficient comes first. Coefficient meaning the number. So L equals 4W, right? Minus 3. Okay, so that's good. And so we know the L, right? What is the, so we know it's 2L 2L plus 2W, right? That gives you what? 74. So you might want to write down 2 times L or 2L plus 2W equals 74. 2L plus 2W equals 74. And what does that mean? So we know that's 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. That gives you perimeter, right? Now
Yes.
start substituting in. You already declared the variable, just like you do that in Python. I don't know if you've gone that far yet in Python, declaring the variables. So L equals 4W minus 3, right? So go ahead, replace the L with, so keep the 2 there, replace the L with 4W minus 3. You're substituting in.
Oh no. 1 minute.
Just do Control Z.
Huh?
Control Z, I think it should give you undo, right? It should take you back to where you were. There you go.
Just okay.
So now you're just substituting in. Good. And you still have to figure out the W, right? They didn't give you the W, so you have to figure out the
No,
W.
they didn't.
Now you could just do the distributive, right? 2 times 4 and 2 times negative 3, right? Good. Excellent. So combine like terms. Good. Excellent. So whatever that adds up to, right? Okay, and basically 85 by 10 is just move the decimal over 8 point,
Yeah.
right?
0.5. Oh wait, right here. It's an
Yeah,
X for
is
the
it giving?
length.
Oh, okay, good. So you get the
Sexual.
idea, right? So
Yes.
just to understand what the most important thing here is what 2L plus 2W to come up with, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
did not know the perimeter is really 2L plus 2W, that means you would be in trouble, right?
Yes.
And then you knew how to come up with you declared the variable L 4W minus 3. And then you just substitute it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So remember this would show up for sure. I mean, something similar might show up. So you got to be able to translate into words, basically translate into mathematical expressions.
Okay.
Okay, so far so good. Let's move on. And if you don't see a problem that doesn't make sense, just skip those. If you don't see those on TSI. We see.
Probability was on TSI.
Yeah, so don't spend too much time on this if it's not on. It's
It was
basically.
on there.
Oh, okay. So that's right. 2 coins
Mm-hmm.
tossed. Probability of both will come up showing heads. So remember, the first coin is just getting the probability of the first coin would be what, half and half, right? 50%.
Yes.
And then the multiply with the second. So the first term, or the first probability, or the first what do you call it? Event, or the first event in this case is heads or tails, which is 50%, right?
Yes.
And the second event in this case is also 50%, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the probability of both?
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
Why would you choose one? You had other choices, no, over there?
Show me the answer.
25.
Oh wait, is it 0.5 like the probability times its
Bytes. So
wait. Oh, okay.
half, right?
I was thinking. I thought 0.5 plus 0.5.
No, it will be half. You're multiplying it, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Half and half.
Do you want to try again or next question?
No, I think you're good with this one, right? I mean, you know what the answer is, right?
Oh.
Okay. Let's move on to the next ones.
What is the? I never got this.
Okay, then just skip this one. You don't need to worry about this.
Hats cost $4 each. Was
This is more of a logical reasoning.
yeah.
You know how to come up with the expression for this, like algebraic expression?
Um,
Have you seen something like this?
I have. I just forgot how to make the expression. I usually just try to solve this in my head.
Anytime they say it's like something with a variable each, that's a variable right there. Just put a variable next.
Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is right.
Are they both same variables, right? In this case.
Oh wait.
I mean, is it? I don't know.
No, it's not.
Hats cost $4 each, while scarves, yeah. So those were two different variables.
Okay, so it's not 4 or 5.
How many hats did he buy together? Hats. You're only looking for the hats, yeah.
No, so it's 2.
Okay, good. It's good thinking.
How?
Surface area of square inches of a cube with the side. So cube is what? Length times width times height, right? And surface area
Yeah.
would be just basically. Do you remember the formula? It's a pretty straight formula
For what?
for surface area of a cube. You add up all the sides basically, right?
Yeah.
With the 2, right? Or no, not with the 2. Um, are you?
No.
Do they give you the mathematics chart or no on this one?
They don't give us it for TSI.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they don't.
So it would be what? 7 times 6, I think? Because there's 6 sides.
Yeah. So in this case, you would do.
7 to the
Yep.
power 6. And that would equal. Okay. I can't do that here easy, so I'm going to make assumptions.
So surface
Say
area
it's there.
formula is 6a squared. Okay.
Mhm.
6a squared.
Okay. 1 second.
Think of it as a rectangular prism, sort of. 2ab plus 2b plus 2ac.
Let me pause for a minute. Actually, Tian, do you just want to end it here?
I'm sorry, what?
We
Yeah.
have guests over and they're about to leave, so do you just want to end it here?
Oh, okay. Sure, we could do that. How do you feel so far? I mean, are you
I feel pretty good about this.
okay? Okay. Well, good luck to you then. I think you just got to focus a bit more. I think you might be getting overwhelmed. It seems like just take your time. If it's not our time test, think through it,
Okay.
and I think
Okay.
we should be good then.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, good luck to you then.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Good night. Bye bye. Good
Good
luck.
night.